Hello! In this video, we're going to continue working with type within Photoshop. What I want to do now in this one, I want to show you the other tool that's available within the type tool. This time I'm going to go over the horizontal type mask tool. And I want to show you how to use it, but also talk about reasons why I don't like it. I'm going to hide this previous type. I'm going to actually come back to this one. To use this tool, it's similar to your type tool. You select a location. Before you do so, it's very important when you're using this one, you actually have to set your settings before you use it. So if you know the type of font that you want to use, I'm going to go ahead and go back to my Arial Black. If you know the font size, you have to select it at this time. I'm going to tell it to justify to the left. I'm going to go ahead and click right here, and I'm going to go ahead and type my word, Art 108. The difference is once you are done typing, I'm going to go ahead and apply this. What you get is a selection. Now the reason I don't like this method is that now that we have this selection, it's just a regular selection, but what if I want to edit my type? I want it to be larger. I want to change it somehow. This is now a selection. I could do so, but only as a selection. At this time, I'm going to go ahead and delete this, or go to Edit and tell it to deselect to get rid of it. Let me go back to this type that I created here. Now this type right here, I could do the same thing with this type, but one of the things that I'm able to do as well, I'm able to manipulate this type, meaning that I could first set it up. I'm going to go ahead and resize it. I'm going to go ahead and use my move tool, select this layer. You can see that I get this bounding box. I could resize it. I'm going to go ahead and hold down shift if I want to break the proportion. I could even rotate it. And once I'm done, I have to apply it. I can click right here. I'm going to hide this window and say I want this to be my selection. In order to create a selection, in your layers menu right here, over the T, the type layer, if you right mouse click over it, notice that there's an option to select pixels. I'm going to go ahead and select pixels. And what this now has given me, this is now giving me a selection. I'm going to go ahead and hide this. And I could do various things with this selection. In the previous week, in week 5, we went over different tools that we could use to make a selection. I'm going to show you how we could use this selection and how we could use this to create a layer mask. Now we need to bring in an image. Let me go ahead and download the next Photoshop image of the week. And I am bringing this, I'm opening up my next Photoshop image of the week. And let me bring it into Photoshop here. This is our next Photoshop image of the week. I want to send it, or I'm going to send this text. I'm going to go ahead and deselect this. Bring back this one. I'm going to send this layer to my other layer. So I'm going to duplicate this layer. And destination, I want this to go to my Photoshop image of the week layer. I'm going to tell it OK. And this layer, my text layer, is so much more larger than my type layer here. That's okay. I'm just going to go ahead and resize this, make this smaller. So I have something like this. Let's go ahead and zoom in. I'm going to go ahead and press enter. And I'm going to make some changes here. I'm going to duplicate my background image so I have 2 copies. With this layer, my type layer, I'm going to go ahead and select the pixels again. I'm going to hide that layer now. And when I go to my background copy layer, since I have a selection and I have this layer selected, if I apply that as a layer mask, only the areas that I have text are going to be visible. So you can see right here in my layer mask window, I have whatever is white is being shown. So it's my text. Whatever is black is being hidden. So I could do this all over again, maybe with a better word. So maybe I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to right mouse click. I'm going to delete the layer mask. Let me go ahead, switch to my type tool. I don't want the horizontal type mask tool. I want the regular type mask. And I'm going to go ahead and type just the word. Maybe this time I'm going to say robot in all caps. Robot. I'm going to go ahead and apply this. I could use my move tool and I'm going to rotate this around. If I want to rotate it to a certain degrees, hold down shift and it'll rotate 15 degrees. I'm going to hold down shift so that I could change the proportions. Let's squish this down. I'm now going to scale this up a bit. And just where the letters are at, here, let's squish this down even more. I guess that's pretty much the same. Maybe if I had a font that's thicker. Okay, but that'll be fine. I'm going to go ahead and apply this. And I want only where the words are at to show where the image is going to be at. So I'm going to go ahead and right mouse click on this layer again. I'm going to tell it to select pixels. I'm going to now hide this robot layer, that text layer. Go back to my copied layer. And now apply this as a layer mask by clicking on this little button down here in the bottom of my layers. This is the add the layer mask. I'm going to go ahead and click on it. And now what we get is we are using our type as a layer mask on my image. So what we're going to be doing in a future video, I'm going to show you how we could do some further manipulations with this layer, how to add drop shadows, how to change the font, or change the style of this one. So that's coming up in a future video. I'll see you there.